This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com/PsycheTruth.
Hey, it's Corrina, your virtual health coach. And in this video, I'm talking about one of my favorite topics, chocolate. So I want to offer you some ideas on how you can choose a healthier chocolate bar option, because most of us have chocolate cravings and there's a lot of different products out there on the market. So I'm just going to compare and contrast a couple items here today and hopefully leave you with some really helpful guidelines on how you can choose a healthier chocolate bar. Before we get started, I would love to know, what is your favorite chocolate treat? Is it chocolate ice cream? Is it a Snickers? Maybe you're more of a white chocolate person. I would love to know down in the comments, what is your favorite chocolate bar or chocolate treat? And I can address that in my very next video. So the first thing I want to talk about is that chocolate, or cacao, is actually considered a superfood. And what that means is that it contains a huge amount of nutrition in addition to that delightful chocolate flavor that most of us love and maybe are even addicted to. So the thing you want to look for on a food label is cacao instead of cocoa. Because when it's in its natural unprocessed form, it's in this cacao form. So you can get this as cacao nibs, like I have here, cacao powder. And if you're looking at the ingredient label of something, anytime you see the word cacao instead of cocoa, that's going to indicate that you're eating the superfood, nutrition-packed version of chocolate. Cacao beans are actually one of the largest single sources of magnesium out there. So if magnesium is something you're wanting to add more to your diet, maybe raw cacao would be a really good way to do that. Once you see the word cocoa on the ingredient label, and sometimes it'll even say cocoa processed with alkali, now you have a version of the cocoa bean that has actually been processed and put through a number of probably chemical processing and physical processing that removes a lot of those nutritional components. So by the time you're eating something like M&Ms, or unfortunately most of the chocolate bars out there, you're actually eating that processed version of the cacao bean that doesn't give you nearly as many nutritional benefits. Another bonus that we get when we're eating raw cacao beans or cacao nibs or something like that is a huge amount of fiber that is present in cacao beans. This is also why something like adding cacao nibs to your smoothies would be a really great idea, because anytime we add fiber, not only does that make that meal or snack more likely to fill us up and satisfy our hunger, but it also slows down how quickly the body will process and break down that sugar and how quickly you're going to get that blood sugar spike. So if you are eating something with the cacao beans in it, you're getting all those nutritional benefits, all of that fiber that helps contribute to satisfying your hunger, and it's just going to be a much healthier option than some of these other more processed chocolate products that most of us are used to. So with all of that said, it can be a little more challenging to find products that are made with raw cacao rather than products that are made with cocoa. And when you're looking at the ingredients, you're most often going to see that cocoa ingredient. So getting into some of our more kind of typical chocolate types of products, let's talk about the sugar content, something I love to talk about. So our bottom line here with a lot of these different kind of typical chocolate bars is that number one, they're using the processed cocoa, so it no longer contains any nutrients, it no longer contains any fiber. And then, because chocolate is actually quite a bitter flavor on its own, and if you eat a raw cacao nib, you'll know what I'm talking about, they actually have to add a pretty significant amount of sugar to chocolate in order to make it sweet. So in the last couple years, dark chocolate has gotten really popular. And one of the reasons why is that it doesn't contain nearly as much added sugar as kind of our typical chocolate types of products that most of us are used to. So they also will usually add less milk, again, with the idea being that we're kind of reducing the sugar content and increasing the amount of chocolate flavor that you're getting. So because there's less milk and because there's less added sugar, this can typically taste a little bit more bitter than maybe the chocolate bars that you're used to. But you are getting a much healthier version or a much healthier way to satisfy your chocolate cravings because you're not getting all of that excess sugar and excess, usually other ingredients that are added to these candies. And if you are a true chocolate lover like myself, you will love that kind of intense chocolate taste that you get from a dark chocolate candy bar. And I will just say, for those of you out there who think dark chocolate is gross and nasty, maybe you just work your way up. And I see a lot of different ones now. You can get like 40% dark, 50% dark, 60% dark. But if you can start working your way towards darker chocolate, that is a really healthy way to satisfy your chocolate cravings with a lot less sugar. The next thing that I want to talk about are these chocolate bark types of products. And I'm seeing a lot more of these on the shelves in the recent years. So anytime that we're adding fiber, protein, and or fats to a food, we reduce the blood sugar spike we're going to get from that food. And we also increase the amount that that food is going to potentially satisfy our hunger and maybe be more of a snack rather than a dessert. So this little kind bark snacking chocolate, the whole idea is that because we're adding in some healthy nuts, almonds in this case, we're actually going to be still getting a lot of that delightful chocolate flavor, but in a way that's much healthier for us. So similar to that concept that I had for the cacao beans, eating the actual cacao beans or nibs, that the presence of fiber in your chocolate bar helps to reduce the blood sugar spike. It helps to increase the amount that snack bar can actually satisfy your hunger and keep you from just feeling more hungry after you get done with it. And we also get the added value of micronutrients that we get from things like almonds or other nuts and seeds. So I am a big fan of these it's called kind bark, little snacking chocolates. They're really delightful. They also, you may be more familiar with the regular kind bars. So these I also would consider a much healthier option than your typical chocolate bar, even if you aren't eating the mini, even if you were eating the big one. Because now you're getting something that has a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, a lot of actual nutritional value, both macronutrients and micronutrients, and just a little hint of that delightful chocolate taste. So to compare something like a kind bar to a Reese's peanut butter cup, we have something that is a much healthier option, a much better choice, whether we're talking about waistline, diabetes, just being aware of our sugar content, contributing to something actually fulfilling our hunger a little bit versus something that's just going to make us way more hungry after we eat it. So maybe you're thinking, but Corrina, the Reese's peanut butter cups have peanut butter in them. So doesn't that make them just as healthy as the chocolate bark? So good job on remembering that the addition of nuts makes something healthier, but I would just let you know that the first ingredient here is chocolate, whereas the first ingredient here is almonds. And the first ingredient is what is there the most of, right? So this is mostly chocolate, this is mostly almonds. Also, these Reese's peanut butter cups have a lot of other weird chemical frankenfood ingredients like modified cornstarch, confectioner's glaze, hydrogenated oils, and all kinds of crazy stuff that I personally avoid myself and that I recommend that you guys avoid as well. So this one is definitely still healthier. If we actually compared the nutrition labels on these products, that would explain even more why this is a healthier option. But bottom line here is that you can look at that first ingredient, you can look at just the general ingredient list and see how many weird, crazy chemicals are on it, and that will be a big indication to help you make a healthier choice. So to conclude here, I would just reiterate that if you are looking for ways to make your dessert a little bit more healthy, add some natural whole foods like nuts and seeds, almonds, peanuts, cashews. Or if you are looking for a way to satisfy your chocolate craving in the most calorie sensitive and the most sugar sensitive way, then opt for that dark chocolate. And number 3, if you're looking for the absolute healthiest way to satisfy that chocolate craving, then you want to look for those raw cacao nibs or any product that has this cacao on the ingredient list instead of cocoa. I really want to thank you for joining me here today in this video, and I hope that these little tips are healthy for you. I love chocolate just as much as the next person, so I know how important it is to be able to include chocolate in your diet even when you are trying to take care of your health. I hope you will remember to chime in down below, letting me know your favorite chocolate bar, or if maybe you have a question or video topic request after hearing the tips I shared today, you can leave that for me as well. I look forward to seeing you in my very next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Many of our subscribers don't see our videos. Make sure that you click the notification bell. And if you haven't already, follow us on social media for tips, tutorials, giveaways, and daily inspiration.
Introducing Yoga Plus, offering a free series every month with over 300 different videos. Take control of your health. Work out anytime, anywhere. Yoga Plus. Download now for free.